Hello everyone. Let's discuss part 3, that is from question 11 to 15 of GS paper 1 in UPSC Mains 2014. So in question 11, the question is that how does patriarchy impact the position of a middle class working woman in India? So this question is from sociology, and you can get this particular answer in your sociology book of NCERT in class 11th and 12th. So that book you should read it. एंड वी विल आल्सो सी द क्वेश्चन इन हिंदी दैट भारत में एक मध्यम वर्गीय कामकाजी महिला की अवस्थिति को पितृतंत्र पैट्रियार्की किस प्रकार प्रभावित करता है. So this question you can totally write by your general sense, or else you can just read that sociology and CRT book. And the main thing is that first you have to describe that what is patriarchy and how it impacts the position of women in particular, and then how sorry for this, and how it impacts specifically the position of middle class working women. So here you have to focus. So then the thing is that the patriarchy is more in middle class, and then if the woman is working, then she is differently treated because of two reasons. First of all, there are positive things also and there are negatives. So you have to critically analyze, means you have to write in both ways. Say for example, if in some families the middle class working women, they will earn some income, so that's how the family is able to educate their children further, and then she will get more respect because she is earning something. And then she can means the both father as well as mother can means take care of their health needs, their other needs. Say for example, they can hire maids to do their household work and so on and so forth. So this is one aspect, but the second aspect is also there, that some middle class working women, they have to work also, and they have to do the both tasks. Say for example, they have to do the household works, that is they have to cook the food, they have to clean the clothes, they have to wash and clean the whole house, as well as they have to just after that they have to go to work also, and then all the money that they earn, that is being taken by their husbands. Or patriarchal society means that the control is with the male member. He is the head of the family, so he just takes all the money, and then the women get no credit for their work. So this is the two ways in which you can define this question, and for more analysis you can go to that sociology book. Okay, this is actually easy question, and you should write really deep analysis in this if you have good command. Then the next question is that why do some of the most prosperous regions of India have an adverse sex ratio for women? Give your arguments. So this is very general question, and this you keep on reading in the newspapers that why particular like Punjab, Haryana have adverse sex ratio, and we will see the question in Hindi that क्या कारण है कि भारत के कुछ अत्यधिक समृद्ध प्रदेश which are the prosperous regions, say Haryana and Gujarat, because of the green revolution. So the farmer income is really high there, as well as Gujarat also for their economic development in industry. And you can also include that Maharashtra region also, that is also industrially quite developed. So these are some of the Samrid Pradesh, except that Vidarbha region which is not that much developed. So मैं महिलाओं के प्रति प्रतिकूल स्त्री पुरुष अनुपात है, अपने तर्क पेश कीजिए. So you have to give your own arguments. So in order to start this question, you first have to know that which reasons the particular question is talking about. So here it is talking about, first of all, you should know that which are the major states in which the sex ratio is really low. So these this data you can get in Ramesh Singh. You just go to that census. There is a particular chapter on census. So you can go there and you can check out that which are the states which are really lacking in sex ratio. So these are the Punjab, Haryana, UP, Bihar. Mostly Haryana is really less, and Punjab also, because they have like 850 men for 1000 women. And some of the states which are really having good sex ratio are like Kerala, which is having more than 1000 girls for 1000 boys, and that is also a natural process. Like girls are born more than boys, and that is a natural thing. Even in all the developed societies, say for example Russia or USA, which are so-called developed countries, or the European Union countries or Scandinavian countries, all these countries have not adverse sex ratio, but adverse, they have also adverse sex ratio, but in the favor of girls, means the girls are more than boys. So what could be your argument? So you can just these are very simple arguments. You can talk about that infanticide, female infanticide, and then this pride issue, then the issue of dowry in case of girl. Then girl is a pariah dhan, she goes to someone else home, so they don't want to spend so much money on that girls education. Then you can also talk about that we have patriarchal society and family wants to have their lineage, means हमारा नाम कैसे बढ़ेगा या हमारा खानदान कैसे आगे बढ़ेगा. So for that they need a boy in order to expand their name. Say for example, if I have a boy, so he will remain in my house, and then his children will actually make sure that my whole family is just keeps on going on. So these are some of the arguments, and then technical arguments you have also to give that say for example, you have to ask talk about PCPNDT Act, prenatal pre-diagnostic test, that is in case of ultrasound. So you have to talk about ultrasound machines. Then you have to talk about this particular act which has failed in order to protect the girl child. People are able to check out the sex of their particular child when she or he is not even born. They can just check through ultrasound machines, and there are a lot of doctors who are supporting it, and there are a lot of scams going on. So not a strict implementation of PCPNDT Act, and so these are the some of the technical issues. So here you have to give this, and then you have to give some solutions in the end. That first of all we have to strengthen this. You have to gather social mobilization. Then we have to make sure that the girl child is treated as some, means like really income. Then we have to reduce that dowry. Then you have to talk about these beti bachao beti padhao, that came right now, but you have to talk about all the schemes of the government which can actually improve this. So this question has three parts. First part is that you have to tell about which are the reasons which are lacking, then social issues, then technical issues, then what are the acts regarding protection of the woman, and then you have to give the solution that this are the government scheme, and this particular could be the social scheme which can lead to removal of this adverse sex ratio. So you have to cover all the aspects. Okay, and they have asked about just your arguments, so you have to give arguments like this. Okay, then this particular question 13 is the life cycle of a joint family depends on the economic factors rather than social values. Discuss. So here discuss is there, that is means like you can go on positive also, negative also, or you can critically analyze the thing. Almost every question you have to critically analyze, means you have to see from different perspectives. So in Hindi we'll say that see that संयुक्त परिवार का जीवन चक्र सामाजिक मूल्यों के बजाय आर्थिक कारकों पर निर्भर करता है, चर्चा कीजिए. So here you have to give the positives of that joint family, the negatives of the joint family, and what are the samajik mulya, that is what are the social things which we gain from a joint family, what are the economic factors in a joint family, and then you have to formulate a conclusion. So this is the structure, and I will give you a model answer which I wrote. You can differ from it. So say for example, what is a joint family? When people decide to live together combinedly, and there is some head of the family which will govern all the social as well as economic factors. And then in joint family they have like pooling of the resources, and they have more social value. Say for example, since you are living in joint family, so you have a big family, then people gain more respect in a joint family, because other social members are like, means they give them respect due to their huge values, because values is all about India. And then economic factors are like since they are living jointly, so they can pool their resources. Their land will be, they will have big tracts of land in rural areas, and mostly the joint families are in rural areas. Urban areas have joint family, but they are low. Right now nuclear family is happening due to this job transfer, migration, and all those things. So economic factors are that they have this particular big land which they can tilt together. Then they can pool their resources in order to have good education for their children. They don't need to take money from other people. They don't have to become indebted, and so many things. You can just think about this, that there are so many things, and social factors also are there. So ultimately then you have to reach the conclusion that okay, the economic factors are indeed more important than the social factors, and that economic factors actually create a joint family. Or else you can say that no, social factors are actually more important, the culture, the tradition is the one which leads to a joint family rather than the economic factors are secondary in the nature. So this way you have to go in this particular question. This is the framework. Okay, then question 14, that is that this discuss the various economic and socio-cultural forces that are driving increasing feminization of agriculture in India. So this is again a widely discussed topic in all the newspapers, and a lot of debates are happening around this thing. So you can easily answer this question. So uh, what what will be the framework? We will read the question in Hindi also first, as I already told you that you have to read always in Hindi. So ऐसे विभिन्न आर्थिक और सामाजिक सांस्कृतिक बलों पर चर्चा कीजिए. So you have to give that सामाजिक and then सांस्कृतिक, जो भारत में कृषि के बढ़ते हुए महिलाकरण को प्रेरित कर रहे हैं. So the question is already telling you that feminization is increasing in agriculture. That is a fact. But what are the various economic and socio-cultural forces which are leading to that? So you have to start that. What you can directly start that yes, this is true that feminization is increasing due to following economic reasons, and then you give like 3 4 economic reasons. Say for example that now people are migrating to the cities, and that is leading to a vacuum, and in which the woman is participating, and they are means leading to that feminization. Then you can also say that now this due to increased literacy, the people are actually making sure that women can also work, and economic needs are like now the due to increasing inflation, there is so much inflation that both men and women have to work together in order to make sure that the income is sustainable. And farmers are also means like totally aware in order to educate their children, so that's why they work somewhere else, and they tell to their means wives that go and check out that agriculture. Or you can say that modernization of agriculture has led that now women have managerial tasks. They can employ the labor, and then they can just coordinate the things in the agriculture sector. So these are some of the economic factors. All the factors I have made right now in front of you, you can similarly make in your examination. And then socio-cultural forces, say for example that now patriarchy is decreasing and the people are giving equality to the women in many parts of the country. Still we are lacking a lot behind, but still since the female literacy has increased to 65%, so that is a good sign. Even male literacy is 82% right now in India. So these are some of the social factors. And cultural factors, say for example some institutions are working like NGOs and so many non-profit organization. Even government is promoting a lot of women-centric schemes. Say, for example, this integrated child development scheme, or Mahila, or you can talk about that Mahila Bank. So many things are there. You just talk about everything related to women. Means women that their impact is increasing actually. Or you can talk about this particular 33% reservation in panchayat elections. So there you can say that a lot of women leaders are coming. That is also changing the culture. So all these points which I am telling you, all this I have made right now. Similarly, you can also made up the answer and you can write it, because there is no fixed answer in these type of questions. And then you just conclude that. So this is why the women participation is rising, and that is actually very good for the Indian economy. And we will see more and more participation in the coming years, which will lead to better means like end it in some positive note that women are the future power of the country, and if they will this trend should keep on increasing, so that we just totally take the benefit of our demographic dividend. 50% are women, so they will hugely contribute to the GDP, and that will lead to India becoming an economic superpower or something like that. So just make up a good conclusion that this is very good in nature. Okay, then question 15 is like how do the Indian debates on secularism differ from the debates in the West? So this is totally a factual question. This is clearly given in Lakshmikant as well as in Bipan Chandra. Or you just keep on reading about this Indian secularism, how it is different from West. It is clearly given in so many books, even in NCERT also. So I will read the question in Hindi also, that धर्म निरपेक्षता पर भारतीय वाद विवाद पश्चिम में वाद विवादों से किस प्रकार भिन्न है. So the answer is that how what should be the framework is that you have to first describe that what is the secularism, what does secularism mean in Western civilization, then what are the drawbacks of that particular secularism, why it is not totally good. Then you have to describe about Indian secularism, that how Indian secularism is different from the Western secularism, and what are the means like positives of Indian secularism. Actually, Indian secularism is better than Western secularism. So this is how you have to approach it, and then conclude that so India is means like great country, and but we are seeing some disturbances, some communal violence and all that. But we have to protect the secular fabric of this nation. We are unity in diversity and all that thing. So even I will tell you the answer now, that say for example you have to first describe that Western secularism says that state and religion should be totally separate. There should be no common ground to work on which state and religion can work together. And this happened because the church was totally dominating the Western society. Earlier they were having the political control of so many nations, and then slowly due to Renaissance and so scientific improvement, people started questioning the authority of the church, and after that due to this so much progress, they just told the church that now you are totally separate, you should not interfere in the affairs of the state. But in so the now religion and state are totally separate in Western countries. But in India, how it is different, that here India is saying that we should we are not totally separate from the religion. We actually support the religion, and all the religions are equal in eyes of the constitution or eyes of the Indian government, and every religion will get equal respect from the state, and there will be no interference in the particular affairs of the state. Here you can also mention article 25 to 28 of the Indian constitution, that will fetch you good marks. Or you can also write about preamble of the Indian constitution, which gives secularism a fundamental means like it is a fundamental feature, a basic feature of Indian constitution. So this way you can describe that, and then you can tell that but still India is means like reformist. It just not totally differentiate, means like Hindu reform will you can talk about, or so many reforms are happening in so many societies, so many religions. So you just tell that Sati Pratha was abolished in India. So India is not totally means India is a country which is respecting all the religions, but it will not tolerate that orthodoxy or those things which are means detrimental to the common dignity of people or humanity. So that way we means like we are progressive and we can reform that. So this is this should be the answer, that India, religion and state go together, and then conclude that Indian version is better and all those things. Okay, as I told you. So that's all for today, and as you can see that all these 15 from 11 to 15 you can answer by reading the NCERTs, that is sociology book, as well as Bipan Chandra and or Ramesh Singh. So these are all that basic books which you have to read anyway for even your preliminary examination. So that's it, and just this is the conclusion. So in this particular video you have learned about how to approach about questions, what is a particular framework. First you should make the framework, and then you should fill your framework while answering these particular questions. So that's it for today, and thank you, and see you next video.